and I know I've been gone for a while. It's been a few months since I've last posted, I know that. And main reason is, well, a lot of shit's gone down. Well, yeah. My cousin died. It's not fun. Got dog tag with her name on it. Camera? Focus. And yeah, got my guitar again. And so that's fun. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry this video shit, but fuck it. I gotta be quiet. That's why this video might be shit. Got my guitar on one. The tiger. Call him Cubby. Don't ask why. I just do. And well, ba 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 ba. Setting up shit. La da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Can you even hear me? I hope you can. I don't know what I'm doing. This is the only second live stream I've ever done. So I have no idea what I'm doing. And I know it's late. Late at night for me. But yeah, Cubby's coming to join us. Alright? For support. I hope somebody shows up soon. Staring into the camera. I'm weird. But yeah, since I haven't got my guitar in a while, I'm going to tune it. It's a nice special tune it. The Yamaha tune it. Not sponsored. I'm not big enough to be sponsored. But yeah, it's fabulous. Works beautifully. Just yeah, just do my guitar. You see how out of tune it is. I want to respond to my friend, but I can't because I'm recording. Let me get guitar going. Oh, that's way out of tune. That's where it's supposed to be. But yeah. Well, what stuff's been going on? I've been in my college student. Oh, that is way out of tune. No. Let's get you up there. There you go. Ah. She's next. I'm sure the rest of my room, but it's scary. It is scary. Gee, it's not done yet. Well, 4 minutes in and no one showed up. My last one was like about an hour, so I might go about an hour. That face though. There we go. That's not. There we are. Perfectly tuned guitar. Okay, not perfect, but close as I can get. I heard out there. Check my shirt. It's my shirt. My paper skills are just fine. It's my tolerance of videos that need to work. It's fabulous. Let's see, what can I remember on guitar? Ah, it's pretty. that's what happens when I don't know what I'm doing. I just play random chords. Okay. What to do? Can't even see me on the camera. Crap. Ah! I'm sorry, Mr. Guitar. I just hear my dog tag jingling. Okay. Capo! A Kaiser capo. Again, not sponsored. Like I said, I'm not sponsored. Boink. I hope so much love. I told some of my friends that I'm going live. Hope they show up soon. I'm lonely. That's pretty. I'm just playing music. What do you think I should talk about, Kobe? No help. What do you guys want me to do? What do you, video-wise? Other than this live stream. Which I have no idea what I'm doing. The first time. I write songs, actually. I write a few. But they're not good. And they're crap. But I will show you what they are. Hold on. Bag of goodies. Oh gosh, so much stuff. Everyone got it in my bag. What is this? Champion. Okay. Making noises. Still no one? Okay. I think this is all of them. I think so. Okay, so not many. But I write a few. Like I said, though, they're not done. And they're kind of crap. And most of them I wrote when I was really depressed. So, if they're crap, I apologize. One of them, I got a victim rap. I was bullied in kindergarten, so that's not fun. Shut up, Cubby. I'm not crazy, I swear. I swear I'm not crazy. Okay, maybe a little. I want to be with me now. There's another one somewhere. to sing a few of these. I'm going to sing these for you. Favorite one, by far, that is mostly done, is Dream On. Dream On. Mainly because it has the chords with it. But like I said, it's not done yet. There's only 3 verses. And a chorus. 3 courses. It's a repeat course, but you know. Bye. Ah! Why did I do a G7 chord? Can I ever remember that? Not so. Gotta go with stuff. Like my butt? I was joking. Alright, there's the book. There's the book I read. Because now I'm gonna shut up. Probably not. It's kind of late. Ultimate book. The Ultimate Guitar Chord Chart. There's a booklet. All my shorts. All the things I need. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. I need a 7th. That's easy. But I do not think I had a cable for it. So let's take the cable off. Get off. Get out of here, cable. I'm sorry. I don't think it was cheap. I'm not gonna space. I don't share my walls. I don't want to reveal my name just yet. As well, deal with it. Because regular D chord is this. It's a D chord. Oh my gosh, I should teach people how to play guitar. D chord. A. And D7th. Like that. Yeah, it's fabulous, isn't it? It's quite fabulous. Regular E major, like that. Probably can't even tell the fingers I'm doing. Now that's cool. And then I have 4th in here, which are actually kind of fabulous. And if you do it just right with your fingers, and go from E4. Fabulous. Love it. Wait, I taught myself guitar. Can I arch it down without you falling, Mr. Phone? No? Hi. I have you propped up because I can't. I don't have a tripod or stuff like that. Oh! We fell! Oh no! You okay? You okay? We're good. No, no. Stay. Stay. Yeah! Now I'm more in the screen because I slouched. I want to sing this, but I'm like nervous. I don't like this the last time I did this. I'm nervous and singing blind. Record. Yeah. Why is that not right? I'm not playing right. Yeah. Hitting my head. Yeah. all power. Hello. Let's see if I can do this in the corporation for the main part. Dreams are coming true for you. I wish they'd come true for me too. Is the main verse. And like I said, these 3 songs I'm about to play for you and sing for you, yada yada yada, I wrote when I was depressed. So I'm gonna be sad. Not really sad, just not the most joyful. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm lonely. I have a boyfriend. But no one's on my street, so I'm kind of lonely. Oh my. That's that profile. I am chubby. I need to lose weight, and I know it. That was random, actually. No more stuff. No more stuff. Go to my stuff. And there's my pants. Oh, look at them. Pretty pants. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's too stupid. Nope. Nope. I want to sing this, but here's the difficulty. I haven't put all the chords in, so I can't play it. Un momento. Because I don't know all the chords how to play. Or every chord possible. I don't know, here we go. How much? iPod. I would do games on my iPod if I could, but sad thing is, it won't let me record screen on my iPod, so there's the downside. What am I doing? And they're probably going to be wondering, like, why isn't she responding to my messages? It's like, it's not because I went to bed. It's because I'm live streaming, and I can't. Because I'm live, and I can't respond without going off live, and then ew, that hurt. Did I do it again? What am I doing? Oh, that sucks. didn't think that through, did I? Once that is. My phone's a little battery too. Oh. See both. I'll get the little bit of charge first. Start is faster. Kobe, come here. I'm here. Hello. Shut up. Damn it. You fell again. I'm sorry. Don't mean to make you fall. Stay. Stay. Damn it. I know what to do. So many books. Adoption is another word for love. I was adopted, actually. That gives me a good idea. Let's read this tiny book. Oh my god. Let's read this book. Adoption is another name for love. Another word for love. Whatever. If you don't want to listen, you can tune out. Or skip ahead. I don't care. I have nothing better to do. Introduction. Watch me fall asleep reading this. One brilliant Sunday morning, my husband and I sped through a strange foreign city on our way to see our daughter for the first time. We had traveled for days, stayed up all night, and flown on the oldest airplane I had ever seen. We were in a country that I had feared as an enemy all through my childhood, and now my family would be created there. I would grow to love Russia in the depths of my heart, for in my child's face is contained the great mystery and poetry of this proud country. Our journey into family is ongoing. I thought the day we first saw our daughter would be the most special I would ever experience, but I was wrong. Our longing for this child predated even her birth, and our love for her grows ever stronger, like a tree that flowers most beautifully after careful tending. Adoption is fulfillment. It is the end of endless waiting. It is the joy of hope actualized, created by longing, patience, and grace. Adoption is the act that makes the world smaller, that leads to empathy and understanding between separate cultures and among races. It transcends physical boundaries. Those touched by adoption, both parents and children, share membership in a special group. The words that follow tell our stories that give a glimpse into our heart of hearts. And pretty. And there's like quotes from different people that know that good stuff. Our children can learn that the concept of family does not rest solely on biology. They can learn that love transcends many artificial boundaries frequently put into place by humans. They can learn that closing one door can open another door, and another, and another. Caroline Harding, adoptive parent. This is a tiny book, and I love it. It's so too. It's not the only tiny book I have. I also have this tiny book, which I might read next. I might. There's all this good stuff in it. If you guys want me reading, like do audio readings like this, just ask in the comments. If you don't, once again, just tell me in the comments. If you don't like it, and yeah, let's keep going. Adoption feels like genetic connection because it links you directly not only to your own gene pool, but to the genes of all humanity, all the way to the roots from which we all originated. Adoption carries the added dimension of connection not only to your own tribe but beyond, widening the scope of what constitutes love, ties, and family. It is a larger embrace. Isabella Rossellini, adoptive parent. The memories of childhood are like candles in in a darkened room. We strive to illuminate yours with our love. Nancy McGuire Roche, an adoptive parent. I'm thinking about all the things I wish I had said to people considering adoption, like how deeply our two children have touched I can't talk right today, and enriched my life far beyond anything that the classes and talks with social workers could have prepared me for. Julia Lamb, adoptive parent. To give them what I never had heals me. Some days I look at them and almost start to cry. I think how can I love them more than I did the day before? But it keeps growing. Rosie O'Donnell, adoptive parent. How can blood be thicker than water when the people who gave me water for my thirst were not my blood relatives? Kimberly Emmeline, adoptive child. By choice, we have become a family, first in our hearts, and finally in breath and being. Great expectations are good. Great experiences are better. Richard Fisher, adoptive parent. There's the picture that goes with it. The reason I'm not showing all the pictures as well. I don't have pictures. Time and experience have taught me a priceless lesson. Any child you take for your own becomes your own if you give of yourself to that child. I've borne 2 children and had 7 others by adoption, and they are all my children, equally beloved and precious. Dale Evans, adoptive parent. Give up, I was told, but how could I? I was thinking of him as a boy who needed adoption. In my heart, he was already my son. I simply had to bring him home. Cheryl Carter Schatz, adoptive parent and adoption agency director. I wish someone would show it. It's sad and no one wants to show up and hear me read by my beautiful voice. Cold, I think. That does not. My too. I did not make you in my own image. I created you from the imagery of my heart. Nancy McGuire Roche, adoptive parent. A mother is likened unto the mountain spring that nourishes the tree at its root. But only who mothers another's child is likened unto a water that rises into the cloud and goes a long distance to nourish a lone tree in the desert. Talmud. This is also Talmud. 6 years ago, I was living at Howrah Station in Calcutta without a family, and this year I got to shake the hand of the president. That's pretty special. I told him that I watched the news about how his wife visited orphanages on her trip to India, and when I got the word India, I started crying. I was so sad about all the kids who don't have a family. Marjini Griffin, adoptive child. Another picture. It is a colorful litany that winds towards me from the horizon like a road across a rocky desert, and the road ends in my arms at my own oasis, our son. Elizabeth Benko, adoptive parent, almost a child. Crap. That would have been bad. I'm gonna shut up and hear me read my book. My tiny book. While food sustains life, human contact sustains hope. Somewhere along her journey, she was given hope. Gabby's hope. The hope of a child. It may have been the beating of her heart pressed against another, the human equation that binds us all together, where East and West do meet. Tim Whipking, adoptive parent. We are not separated at your birth. It was the moment at which we began our journey towards each other. Nancy McGuire Roche, adoptive parent. This is such a tiny book. It's so beautiful. If I start crying, I'm sorry. Yawn. Crap. I don't want to yawn. It makes me sad that I yawned. I don't want to yawn. The little face that had become so familiar to me after hours of looking at her photo was staring intently back at us as if to say, "Oh, here you are." Her nanny handed her to us and we all cried. Michelle Palmer, adoptive parent. Charlie Henry Jackson adopted me and gave me his name, his love, his encouragement, discipline, and a high sense of self-respect. Jesse Jackson, adopted child. It's my nose. However motherhood comes to you, it's a miracle. Valerie Harper, adoptive parent. Can't talk right. Do you want to do something beautiful for God? There is a person who needs you. This is your chance. Mother Teresa. Another adorable picture. To adopt a child is to take that child out of poverty and loneliness and introduce him or her to a world of hope, of love, hope, and possibility. There is no greater achievement. Rudolph W. Giuliani. I think I said his name right. I'm not sure though. I was the 167th child to be adopted from Korea. More than 60,000 Korean children in the last 40 years have made the same journey. That trip across the ocean is much more than a journey of several thousand miles. For those of us who have been adopted, it is the birth into our family. Susan Soon-Kuem Cox, adopted child. Mom said that what really clinched the deal was my smile. When she saw that, she didn't want to look at any other babies. Greg Louganis, adopted child. The smell of a thick book. I know. I'm gonna keep itching my nose. I don't know what I do. The work of parenting is the ultimate task for which all our learning is preparation. Nancy McGuire Roche. My wish is that children be treated as people and not as property, that their rights as human beings on the planet to food, shelter, and education, and health be taken seriously. Oprah Winfrey. Another fabulous picture. We must work tirelessly to make sure that every boy and girl in America who is up for adoption has a family, waiting to reach him or her. This is the season of miracles, and perhaps there is no greater miracle than finding a loving home for a child who needs one. Bill Clinton. Though she wasn't a blood relative, people say we looked alike. She was short, only 5 feet and 1/4 inch tall, and had a high forehead, just like me. Yet my clearest and fondest memory of my mother is her laugh. Scott Hamilton, adopted child. We look at adoption as a very sacred exchange. It is not done lightly on either side. I would dedicate my life to this child. Jamie Lee Curtis, adoptive mother. No. Mom. I am rocking back and forth. I don't know why. What am I doing? Both the courage and trust of those who decide to place their babies for adoption and the enthusiasm of those who adopt them are overwhelmingly vindicated by the tens of thousands of successful adoptions that take place in this country every year. The New Yorker editorial. Growing up in a nest of foster children plunged me at an extreme early age into some of the most tragic situations that confront helpless people. And that awareness, which never leaves a person and colors all that he or she does in later life, can be of enormous value. It influences all I would write. James A. Missioner. I write books, by the way. I might share those eventually. I'm nervous though. There is no doubt in my mind that being adopted affects parenting in a profound way. But how it manifests itself is an idiosyncratic as each parent, as unique as each child. We can only do our best to follow our hearts, to watch both over ourselves and our children with a passionate eye, and to find our own place on the ever-tilting balance beam of parenthood. Susan Ido, adopted child. I'd share one book I wrote with you. One moment. One book. It's not done yet. All my books. I'll share it with you after I'm done reading this book. Another pretty picture. I was 35 years old. I hadn't given up hope that I would meet the man of my dreams, but I was open to the fact that I might not. And that's okay, but in the meantime, I want to have a family. Michelle Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer. Who's this? Pfeiffer. So I can't seem to see it. Crap. Almost done, I think. As an adopted child, I was constantly trying to find out who I was. I tried everything because I wanted to challenge myself. I played music, played sports, tried to be a politician. That's my advice. Try anything. If you never give up, you'll be successful. Dan O'Brien, adopted child, obviously. I realized at the start that whether a child is biological or adopted, one does not know all the ingredients in the package. That is what growth is all about. A child is the slowest flower in the world, opening petal by petal, revealing the development within, developing personality within. Robert Close. Somehow my last image of the orphanage strikes me as the most poignant. The children are sleeping peacefully in the nearby bedroom. I remember imagining them dreaming of someday having a real family and a new life. A sudden shaft of sunlight shines brightly across the chairs and fills the room with hope. Darcy Keffel. I think it's pronounced it right. He who can reach a child's heart can reach the world's heart. Rudyard Kipling. Weird. Somehow destiny comes into play. These children end up with you, and you end up with them. It's something quite magical. Nicole Kidman. Another fabulous picture. We waited for you against all hope. We came for you with the greatest of hopes. Anthony Roche. Not too much more. I sometimes told the other orphans I had real wonderful parents who were away on a long trip and would come for me any time. And once I wrote a postcard to myself and signed it from Mother and Daddy. I wanted to think it was true. And maybe if I thought it was true, it would come true. It would come true. Marilyn Monroe. I did not know she was adopted. I learned that my only defense to be not consumed by these stereotypes is to know who I am. These experiences demanded me to know that I am an American, I am a Korean, and I am an adoptee. And most importantly, I am my own person. Ashley Young Sue Lewis, adopted child. Moses, Oedipus, King Arthur, the Ugly Duckling, Superman, and Luke Skywalker all have things in common. They were all adopted, and they are all some of our culture's major self-realization archetypes. Without the search, there would have been no story. Abigail Lovett. But as I grew older, and I feel even more strongly about it today, I realized that every adopted child should be told the truth at the earliest possible moment. The truth is that you chose this child because you wanted him, and that proves your love. That proves your love. Art Linkletter. That's a cool last name. Quentin will always know he's adopted. We'll tell him as soon as he can possibly understand. When he's 18, the record can be opened, and if he wishes, he'll be able to seek out his birth parents. It doesn't bother me at all. And I don't think the capacity to love is limited to just one mother and dad. Lonnie Anderson. He has probably never been in an orphanage and seen little kids without moms and dads. And I have been in a lot of them. I've seen the other side, the sick side of them, and the lonely side, and I tried to take up the space. We've had 4 adopted and 1 foster child. It's been a wonderful family life. Roy Rogers. Another fabulous picture. It has been said that adoption is more like a marriage than a birth. 2 or more individuals, each with their own unique mix of needs, patterns, and genetic history, coming together with love, hope, and commitment for a joint future. You become a family not because you share the same genes, but because you share love for each other. Joan McNamara. Dear Lord, I do not ask that thou shouldest give me some high work of thine, some noble calling or some wondrous task. Give me a little hand to hold in mine. Anonymous. Now I have the time and money to enjoy my little girl, and I intend to spend as much time as I can with her. She's a gem. Edvig Mohan. And now it makes every day like Christmas. I can't wait to see him in the morning. I can't wait for him to wake up. Christy Alley. I must remember to encourage others to do this marvelous thing, adopting a hyperactive, sweating lunatic unable to change her own diaper. Tama Janowitz. The fundamental character of all humans is that we are flawed. There is no perfect person. We simply just live and survive and hopefully help as many people as we can along the way do just that. It amazes how resilient we humans are. With little guidance and support, we can conquer anything, no matter how big the monster. Roxanne Auger. Many of the parents I interviewed reason that the extraordinary circumstances which led them to that particular child at that particular time in that particular place were simply miraculous and therefore unique in human experience. Carol S. Turner. I think all pictures are fabulous. Having been adopted, I really have a strong sense of necessity almost for stability, a foundation where my family is concerned. Success would be meaningless without anyone to share it with. Faith Hill. And then it seemed like we had never been without her, like we had always known her face or spirit. Now I can't imagine living without her. What if we had given birth and had never gone to China? Where would Sally Bide be now? And how would we live without her? We thank God that didn't happen. Elizabeth Gillespie. As if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds had been incorporated so we grew together, like to a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet in union in partition. William Shakespeare. No wonder it was weird. Out speaking weird. We got married in our 20s and had 2 children very young. Spiritually and intellectually, we're better equipped now. And we weren't ready to stop being parents. Robert Urich. One gets only a day or two in an entire lifetime as incredible as the day we first saw your face. Nancy McGrath Roche. Adopted parents are special and there is a bond that binds us, but has no name. We understand without words the precious gifts that we have been entrusted with. Martha Osborne. Fabulous picture. In short, they are family. They are bright, loving children. It seems as though they have always been here. We claim these 2 children, and they have claimed us. Mary Beth Lamb. Let go of your ambitions. Come, let's change the world. St. Francis Xavier. Now that's the end of the book. That was kind of fun. Now to read my book. It's only like 2 chapters. Not even that. I haven't finished yet. Just give me a moment, because I have to find it. I might read my series of short stories too. I wrote a few of them for my. So yeah, I'm gonna read a few books of mine. A series of short, scary stories. Read it for Deb. Be prepared to be scared. A few of them. One of them I'm not gonna read because it's kind of weird. Ugh. First one I'm gonna read is Father's Precious Collection. Once upon a cold Halloween night, a child was playing, her mother despite. She didn't know better, for she just wanted to run free. She jumped and played, having the time of her life. Then from the shadows came a marvelous voice, one that sold and sang. The little girl was entranced and followed it so, until she screamed, for what she saw had frightened her, you know. She ran home to her mother, crying from fear, when her mother said, "What's the matter, my dear?" "Oh, mother, I saw a man. He wore a mask and held an axe," the little girl cried. "Sweet child, what did I tell you about going out at night? It's dangerous, filled with frightening things," her mother said, drawing her daughter close. "But don't worry, my dear. Mother has you now." She picked up her daughter and carried her to bed. "Mama?" the little girl asked her mother as her mother tucked her in. "Hush now, my child. Nothing is going to hurt you," her mother told her, kissing her forehead good night. "Good night, love. I'll see you in the morning." She left the room, closing the door behind her. "Don't leave, Mama," the little girl quietly cried, terrified from what she had seen. She curled up tight under her covers and tried to fall asleep. She dozed for a few hours, being woken by someone shaking her awake. She looked to see who it was and nearly screamed. "Shh!" I had to do it that way, said the man, covering her mouth with his hand. "Don't wake your mother." The little girl bit his hand and tried to yell out. "Who are you and what do you want?" she yelled, her voice quieted by fear. The man put an axe to her throat and then quietly chuckled. "You've met me before. Remember earlier tonight. I want you, my sweet. Not in the weird way. Not in the weird way. Not in gross way. I promise. She's not a pedophile." "My sweet girl, come along. The show is about to begin," he said, smiling a dark smile at her. He grabbed her hand, yanking her out of bed. The poor little girl had to work so hard not to scream in fear from this. The man dragged the little girl by her wrist, out the door into where the little girl had first spotted him. "What are you going to do with me?" she cried as he sat her down in a chair next to him. "Like I said before, you'll be the star of my show. Now the show shall begin," he said as the curtain before them rose, revealing what the little girl thought were life-size dolls. They're not dolls. "Welcome to our little world, fun for little boys and girls. And little girls, but the greatest part of this place is when we see Father's happy face," the dolls sang. Dolls. Dancing some sort of ballet as they sang. The man drew the little girl closer, but she barely noticed. She was too entranced by the singing and dancing dolls before her. "You like?" he asked her, bringing her out of her trance. "What are they?" she asked, answering his question with a question. "The things move like human beings, but how could they be human?" "They are my children," he said, looking down at her. Are they human?" she asked, gripping her nightgown. "Mostly, yes," he answered, drawing her into his lap. "Not in a weird way." She tried to push him away, but he had her by her wrist. "Where do you think you're going?" he asked her, bringing her face inches from his own. "I want to go home," she cried, continuing to push at the man. "But you are home," the dolls said in unison. "Father has been waiting so patiently for you. Haven't you, Father?" I'm trying to do this with different voices and it's not working. "Yes, I have, my darlings. Your new sister just doesn't want to cooperate," he said to them. Strangely, they all drew back slightly on the stage. What were they afraid of? "I don't want to have to punish you so soon, sweetheart," he said to the girl, picking up his axe. "No!" she screamed, fighting hard to get away. That was fabulous, no. "Please, miss, do what Father says. Everything will be all right if you do," one of the dolls said. It sounded like a little girl. She looked and saw the doll that had spoken to her. She saw a young girl, not too much older than herself, having barely any arms. So, like here, elbow, down, gone. Just gone. On both arms. They all had buttons for eyes, each of a different color to add variety. "Please don't hurt me," she pleaded with the man. His axe was right at her left inner elbow. So, right here. Got it off. "Will you behave?" he asked, beginning to push the axe into her skin. "Yes!" she screamed, tears streaming down her face. I'm a good actor. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. "Good girl," he chuckled while moving the axe. The little girl fainted from fear, which caused the dolls to become distressed. "Don't worry, my darlings. Your sister's just tired. It is quite late. Let's head off to bed now," he told them in order to calm them. They all followed the man, one carrying his axe for him. to a semi-large house. This was his home, the place where he kept all these children, the ones he had kidnapped. The ones he had kidnapped over the years for his twisted enjoyment. Once again, not gross enjoyment, just meh. This was to be the little girl's new home. Time shift. Kidding. I talked to her. Just like, yes. Yes, bitch. Yes. Sorry. I'm like looking down because I'm reading from my book. When the little girl woke up, she nearly screamed. The man was lying right next to her, his arms holding her in place. He rolled onto his back, pulling her on top of him. Her ear rested over his heart, the sound of which oddly soothed her. Fear. Father, she whispered to herself, trying her best not to wake him. His arms wrapped slightly tighter around her, holding her closer. My star, he muttered in his sleep, smiling. He wasn't wearing his mask, and he looked almost normal, other than a few deep scars that slightly distorted his face. She clung to his shirt, trying to listen to his heart as much as she could. She was able to feel the adrenaline coursing through her veins, stemming from her fear of this man and what he wanted to do to her. And he turned the page. I'm home, she whispered to herself, trying to believe it as the truth. The man woke then, looking down at the small girl, clinging to him for dear life. Hey there, sweetheart, he said to her, stroking her softly. She closed her eyes tight, focusing on his heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. It beat. It went. She tried to envelop herself in the sound, calm herself with it. She heard the door crack open slightly, hearing the man's voice resonating in his chest. Good morning, darling. Are the others awake? He said to a small boy with shaggy blonde hair and emerald green buttons in place of his eyes. Yes, Father. I'm sorry to disturb you. I wanted... The small boy stuttered, looking down and crying bloody tears. Because he has no eyeballs, those things. I got inspiration for this from Coraline, because they have buttons for eyes. That was fun. Let's get ready. I didn't eat dinner, so I'm hungry. Sorry, I had to interject that. Don't cry, my darling. I was just getting up, the man said, sitting up while trying not to disturb his new star in the process. So, the little girl. What is it that you want? He seems so nice in comparison to how he was last night. Maybe the little girl could trust him. I wanted to meet her. I wrote in stuttering, so trying to follow as I wrote. Little boy stuttered out, still crying. Come to father, darling, the man said, outstretching his free arm to the boy. The small child ran into him, trying not to scare his new sister. Hi, he muttered to her, wiping his button eyes of their bloody tears. Little girl hid her face in the man's chest, not wanting to believe any of this was real. She wished with all her might that she was just dreaming, trapped in this horrid nightmare, and would soon wake up from it. Your new sister is shy. Go out to your siblings. Tell them father is coming out with their new sister. The man said to the little boy. The small child did as he was told. There's no need to be shy, sweetheart, he told the little girl. Her hopes fell, realizing this was truly happening to her. She wasn't dreaming. I'm home? She asked him. Yes, you're home, he told her, hugging her close. She hugged him back, feeling he was all she had to grip onto what remained of reality. Father? She asked, looking directly at his face. Yes? Yes, he responded, tucking her hair behind her ear. No buttons, she told him, covering her eyes with her small hands. It won't hurt, I promise, he told her, moving her hands from her eyes. No buttons, she cried. This upset the man. You told me you would behave, he said, tightening his grip on her hands. You're not behaving, my star. I'm sorry, she screamed as his fingernails pierced her skin. Turn the page. to do it though. I don't know why. He said, covering her mouth. You get to pick out your buttons when the time comes. I have a wide assortment for you to choose from. That's just messed up, man. That's just messed up. Is there a week when he does this? When he sews the buttons into our eyeballs? That's gotta hurt. Taking the needle down into an eyeball. Ow! He dried the girl's tears and carried her to a closet full of little girl clothes. The other kids, he buys them. Down? She asked. He shook his head. Not yet, my star. You must learn to be good first, he told her. Pick out what you would like to wear today. The little girl picked out a cute little dress, and the man helped her into it. Now, let's go out to your siblings. The man carried her out to a large main room, bringing his axe with him. I don't know. It's fabulous. Good morning, Father. The children all said in unison, stopping whatever they were doing immediately. They know. Be good. Good morning, my darlings, he told them, putting the little girl down. Go play with your siblings. Remember, behave or else you get punished. Goodness, he told her, gesturing menacingly towards her with his axe. She just stood there and stared at the crowd of children. They were all ranges of ages. They were a range of ages. At least she thought they were. The young boy with emerald buttons spoke up then. Please, don't be afraid. We won't hurt our new sister, he said, walking up to her. Come play with me. No one ever does. He took her hand and going up on his toes and kissing her forehead. This made the little girl blush. So like, kissing right here. And it's like, aw. It's cute. Oh, okay, she said, following the boy to a playmat. Father seems to really like you, the little boy said quietly, building a tower of blocks with the girl. The man, which they all seemed to call Father, was sitting in a semi-large armchair, cleaning and polishing his axe. He seemed to be watching over his children at the same time. It's freaky, man. It's freaky. Does it hurt? She asked the boy softly, slowly reaching to touch the boy's buttons. Please don't touch. Only then will it hurt, he told her, grabbing her wrist in a death grip. Oh, God. Please let go, she pleaded, slightly getting the man's attention. I was Father's favorite. Then you came along. I'll fix that, he said, picking up a block and bringing it down hard on the girl's head. Ow! I'm nice to you, so I gotta notice. I'm gonna beat you to death with a block. Because I'm psycho. Ow! Please stop! That hurts! She cried as the boy hit her over and over with the medium-sized block in an attempt to ruin the little girl, to keep her from being Father's star. So, like, not exactly kill her. So that would be a plus, because then she wouldn't be a star again. You need to be a star. But to the point where she's not pretty anymore. Cecil, Father bellowed, getting all the children's attention. Yes, Father? The boy with the bloody block said, stopping his assault of the girl. You've been very bad, Father said, grabbing the little boy's arm, digging his fingernails into its soft flesh. You know what that means. It's like, oh, God. No, Father, I'm sorry. Please don't. Little boy cried, bloody tears streaming down his face as the man dragged him out of the room. Little boy's screams could be heard from another room, along with the sounds of cracking bones. So he's in trouble. He's in big trouble. And this guy, like, dragged him out with carrying his axe, too. So, you can only assume what happened. Cecil shouldn't have pushed Father's buttons. I made a pun. Because they all have puns for eyes. Except for Father. Father does not. Nor does this little girl that he just brought in. So. Okay, go. Okay, go. A little girl with soft brown curls and light pink buttons said, walking up to her wounded sister. Are you all right, miss? I want Father, she cried, running and hiding behind Father's chair. He came back then without the boy and an axe which dripped red with fresh blood. I can get what happened. Cecil is spending time in the timeout room. If any of you try the stunt he pulled, then you will be punished and put in there too, Father said, looking around the room as if looking for the girl. Where is she? He bellowed. The girl with light pink buttons spoke up for the group. She wanted you, Father, she said, pointing to where the girl was hiding. She went back there. Father put down his axe at the foot of the chair and went around to the back, finding the girl he was looking for. Come on out, Father's right here, he said to her, outstretching his arms while kneeling. The little girl ran into his arms, clinging to him and crying. I didn't do anything wrong, she said, gripping tight to the man. So, she knows he's not the safest. It's she's afraid of him, but she's also, really shaken up because she was just beaten with pretty badly with a block by this little boy who was being nice to her. And now she's scared. And it's he's offering comfort. If you were terrified, and one of the people you were terrified of, offered comfort after you were assaulted by someone else, you might go down. It's all right now. I've got you, Father told her, sitting down in his chair with her in his lap, stroking her hair gently. No play, no play, she cried, burying her beat-up face in his chest. You can just sit up here with me for a little bit, okay? He told her. She nodded and got comfortable. The children resumed their play until lunchtime, when they all walked single file to probably the largest dining room the little girl had ever seen. Father started to put her down when she clung onto him for dear life with both her hands and her feet. No down, no down, she cried, still quite shaken up from before. You'll be all right, he told her, setting her down in a chair next to his. I'll be right back, my darlings. He left the room to get them lunch. Sorry if I'm talking fast. Please don't be afraid of us, the little boy sitting next to her said. He had rich red locks and navy blue buttons, which the girl actually found quite pretty. Cecil always gets like that whenever Father brings someone new at home. He always wants to be his favorite. I didn't do anything wrong, the little girl asked the boy, drying her tears on the back of her hand. No, you did nothing wrong. Cecil gets jealous easily. He'll calm down once he gets to know you, the boy said, smiling at her. The name's Colt. What's yours? Just then, Father got back with lunch, serving everyone before sitting down next to the girl. She clung on to him, seeming to be starting to trust him more now. End of page time. Eat, my star. I don't want you to starve, Father told her, and she got to eating then, along with the other children. Burp. When lunch was done, they all went back to the playroom. The little girl tried to sit back in Father's lap, but wasn't allowed this time. I don't want to play, she told him. He sighed and kneeled at her height. I understand that you don't want to, but I want you to get to know your siblings. Please play with them. For me? He pleaded with her. The little boy, Colt, then walked up to them. You can come play with my group if you like, he told her. Father nodded. Great idea. I need to go check on Cecil anyway. After he can bleed it up. Have fun, and remember what I told all of you before lunch, Father said, leaving the room. The little girl just stood there, watching as Father left, fighting tears and the urge to run after him. So she's still really shaken up. She's still scared out of her mind from being beat up by one of these kids. And it's just yep. Scared shitless. Well, come on, then. My group's over this way, Colt said, tugging the girl in the direction of his little clique. Guys, welcome our new sister, he said to the members of his group. There are 5 other kids in the group, 3 girls, 2 boys. Hi, I'm Bree, a slightly older girl with pastel yellow buttons and auburn hair said, introducing herself to the new girl. Hi, I'm Bella, the little girl started out. So we finally know her name is Bella. Little girl started out, blushing faint pink. The rest of the children in the group introduced themselves, and they got to play. By the time Father came back to the room, the little girl, Bella, was having so much fun she didn't even notice. He smiled and sent a limping Cecil on crutches out to play on his own. So he's limping. He's on crutches. Snapping bones. So he's missing parts of his leg. Or legs. Leg, because he's limping, so he has some, like, probably from, like, the knee down is gone on one of his legs. Or something like that. Time shift. What color will you choose when the time comes? Asked a boy named Brandon. He had rust-colored hair and a bowl cut and deep purple buttons, which seemed to cause him discomfort. Huh? She asked, looking up at him. For your buttons, what color will you choose? He asked again, rubbing at his button eyes. I don't know. I don't want to talk about this, Bella stuttered. She really wasn't looking forward to having buttons sewn into her eyes. It's just a simple question, Brandon started to say, rubbing his buttons more prominently. Are you all right? Bella asked, becoming concerned about the boy. No. Brandon stuttered, starting to make a strange noise as if in pain. Father came over then, coming to see what was happening. Everything all right over here? He asked, seeing Brandon clawing at his buttons as if trying to get them off. I've told you many times not to mess with them, boy. Father knelt down in front of Brandon and grabbed his forearms. They hurt, Father. I want my mommy. Brandon started to cry. All the children looked over at him at the mention of a mother. Because they're kidnapped from their families. So, he's like, I'm going to get them off of his eyeballs. Which only hurts more because there's someone in. You know you're not allowed to ask for them. You belong to me now. All of you belong to me. Father bellowed, looking over at Bella, his newest arrival. Come with me, girl. It's button time. Button time. Oh, God. He grabbed her arm and started dragging her down a darkening hallway. As they neared the door at the end of the hall, Bella swore she saw bloodstains on the walls and floor, heard the sound of panic and strange screams of pain. So, other children who just recently had their eyes buttoned, who haven't been reintroduced into the group yet because they're kind of healing. Not big. Good. Let me go, she screamed, trying to break free of the man's hold. He only tightened his grip, both on her and his axe. You are mine. You will be the perfect doll in my collection. And that's why I call it Father's Precious Collection. He makes these children into basically living dolls. Button eyes and all this crap. So, yay! You get what I mean. He laughed, taking her into the room and locking the door behind them. He strapped her onto a table and swung over a tray with an assortment of different colors. Pick your favorite, he told her, unstrapping one of her arms slightly. So it's like, all these colors of buttons, and I know you don't want button eyeballs. I get that. It makes sense. But I'm gonna have to. Here's the thing, though. I'll let you pick the color. Because I might be psycho, but I'm nice slightly. I'll let you pick the color. No buttons, she screamed, breaking free of the straps. She pushed the tray right at the man's chest, stunning him momentarily. She's like, boy! With all her money, so it knocks the wind out of him, kind of. You'll pay for that, the man yelled, grabbing his axe. He swung it at the girl's head, missing it by a mere few inches. The axe became stuck in the wall, and he struggled to get it out momentarily. Hello? 911? Hello? The girl cried into a phone. She had called the police. This man would pay for his crimes. Oh, God, no, I won't. Oh, no, you don't, the man yelled, having freed his axe. He stepped closer and closer to the girl, breathing hard in anger. Hello, 911. What is your emergency? Oh, shit. I know you're calm. You're supposed to be calm in this situation, but I'm about to get an axe put in my head. The voice on the other end of the phone line said, Please, help me. He's gonna kill me. Bella cried, tears streaming down her face. Where are you, sweetheart? The voice said. It sounded female. I don't know. Oh, God, he's gonna put an axe in my head. I know it. I don't want to die. She cried harder, running over to a corner far from the man. So here's her. Here's her on the phone. Well, the phone that she found. And here's him. He's like, boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna get you. Nope. Run to a different corner. No. No, thank you. I don't want an axe in my hand. Can you give me a location? Can you please give me a location so I know where to send the police? The woman on the other phone said, trying to calm the girl. There are other kids. He's put... Oh God, it must have been torture. No, no, stay away from me. The little girl screamed, going quiet. Hello? Hello, are you alright, miss? The woman asked. The girl was gone. Oh God. Oh, my voice cracked. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. There's nothing wrong here. Have a great day. The man said into the phone, his hands and arms up to his elbows covered in blood. He hung up the phone and picked up the dead girl's body with an axe in its head. So, he killed her. It would have been so perfect, sweetheart. Oh well, guess they can't all be mine. He went to the backyard and buried her with the rest of his misbehaved children. They misbehave, they get killed. Now, reader, the message of this story is that you should never go out after 11 p.m. on Halloween night. I made up that message. Made it up. Also, never talk to strangers, kids. Happy Halloween. And remember, be good or else get punished. The end. I told you it was messed up. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Perfect 10. Any of you know the book The Big Bad Wolf by James Patterson? This story, this book, which is part of a series I'm working on, is inspired by it, but in that book, it's taken from the point of view of the good guys. My version, taken from the point of view of the bad guys. Oh God. Trying to find a particular story. Because it's fabulous. And I just love it. Why can't I find it? Found it. And this one is called Black is Not a Color. And though there's probably many books written on how to overcome tragedy, or how someone goes through this major tragedy, how they overcome it, and blah, 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 blah. I wrote this one, and it's a blind boy's story on how to overcome tragedy. Because if a blind kid can do it, imagine what a actual person who can see can do. If you can see, then you go through tragedy, you can get over it. Because if a blind kid can do it, you can do it. This is probably going to be the last one I read before I end this live stream, because it's been going on for a little over an hour. But yeah, chapter 1. Because of an attack by a vicious disease, the sight is taken from a young boy who barely even got to see the world. He doesn't let this stop him, though. His best friend always stays by his side through thick and thin. Together they create a world for only them to enjoy, a place ailment-free and full of joy. So like a place where this blind kid, which is our main character, is able to see, because it's all in their mind. Our story begins on a day like any other. School has just started, and a boy overwhelms his mother. "I can't wait, Mama. This is going to be so much fun," I said to my mother. I did the introduction in third person, but the actual story is in first person, so keep that in mind. Leaning up against my cane, my eyes a deep shimmering blue, staring blankly at her, full of excitement for the first day of 8th grade. I wrote this a few years ago. I can see though. So. "Are you sure you're ready for public school?" she asked me. I mentally rolled my eyes. I had been homeschooled up until now, before my disability. There's someone who showed up, but that makes me sad. No one showed up. Yay! Yes! Finally, yes! You missed my stories. Hello, Chris. Hello. You missed my story. I read a story. Yes, I am. No one showed up until now, and now I am happy. You can watch the rest of the video once it's posted. I read a book. I read a book of mine and played my guitar. I read this book. I didn't know what else to do. And I was lonely. Oh my gosh. I'm not restarting reading because I was already started. No. I have to do a tiny book. Cubby! Cubby, where'd you go? No. I lost Cubby. Oh, there he is. That's Cubby! Let's go sit on my shoulder now. This is Cubby. No, I am not, actually. I am always like this when I'm on a live stream. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I act weird. I look high, don't I? Shut up, Cubby. Shut up. Don't make me turn you into my oldest stuffed animals. We'll cut off your eyeballs and sew your mouth shut. I bet you are. Oh, I'll read later. Un momento. I shall show you the other stuffed animals. La burrito. Hello, Jeffrey. Hello. That laughter. Oh my gosh, you finally get to hear my voice. No. That's weird. I'm gonna stuck on the box full of them. Shut up, Cray! Yes, I am. I think it's stage fright. Johnny Monkey. Monkey! Oh my god. Ah. Ah. I fell. I fell on my butt. Oh god. Shut up, Gray! Shut up! Shut up! I kind of wish I was high. But yeah. Cubby's the only one I haven't done of my stuffed animals that I haven't done to yet. He's the only one I have not messed up. So are you, Brick. So are you. in a perfect way. Ellie's downstairs, by the way. She's napping. She's tired. But yeah, here's what happens to stuffed animals that misbehave. I cut off their eyeballs. I am a psycho, okay? You see it in my face. Break, if you watch the whole video. I read a story called Father's Precious Collection about this guy kidnaps kids. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, Brick. I know I'm fat. I know I'm fat. But yeah. This guy who kidnaps kids and he sews buttons into their eyeballs. Makes them into, yeah, living dolls. Just watch the video. Okay. But Jeffy. Oh, Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Thank you. Eyeballs. But yeah, here's what happens to stuffed animals that misbehave. This guy, this is Paddington. But yeah, I cut out their eyeballs and I sewed their mouth shut. Jeffy, this is your psycho. I know, but he has no eyeballs. I cut them out and I sewed his mouth shut. Hey, you married this psycho. If you think you're psycho, I'm psycho. I'm wearing your favorite shirt. And dog tag. Dog tag. This is my cousin. This is all I have left of my cousin. It's a superhero. Yeah. I cut the eyeballs out of the stuffed animals and cut them apart. I perform surgery on them. Yeah. Here's Mr. Bunny. He didn't have much of a mouth to sew shut, but I cut out his eyeballs. This is Reginald. He can hug. Yes, yes. Immaturity can be a bitch. But he can hug. Reginald can give hugs. He's a blind motherfucker. Woo! Trying to remember their names. Yes, I am, actually. Shut up. I've been smiling all night. This is Steve. I feel bad for Steve. I got him in the hospital. Because I was sick in the head and wanted to die. Yes, I did. I was lonely. Because until you got here, no one showed up. Hide behind Steve. Hide behind the monkey butt. Yes, you are here now. Now you are here. After 85 minutes. Now you are here. Yes, you too. So is Steve. This is Chloe. My koala. No, this is Coco. Coco the koala. Chloe is my tiger. My one-eyed tiger. But this is Coco. Coco is a koala. I got her when I got my tonsils out. Wait! Oh no! It fell again. It's like the 5th time. Dang it. Stay. Aw, don't screw Coco. Coco's adorable. She's had surgery on her belly. I messed up. Oh. Yeah, you missed me playing guitar. Yes, I play guitar. What? Guitar. Play randomness. Oh, hush. Hush. Save that for private time. You're live. You dork. You're my dork, though. I love you. That note, though. I can play more. I can play more. Hold on, Shin. Hold on. I'm going to get my songs. The burrito. It's the box on my head. It's the box on my head. That's what I said. That's what I said. That booty. I knew you were going to say that, Jeffrey. I knew you were going to say that. Oh, this is Lola. This is Lola. My one-eyed tiger. She's fabulous. She's big, too. My uncle gave her to me. And I love her. I like Cubby the best, though. Because I got him at Busch Gardens in Florida. Yay! Now I hug Cubby and I think I'm hugging Jeffy. Yay! It's the closest thing I got. I'm crazy. Shin wanted guitar. Right. Box of views. Yes, you do. But I claw back. And so does Caleb. I'm trying to be quiet because my parents are asleep. They don't know I'm doing this. Oh god. Shit, I will show you one thing I learned. First thing I ever learned how to play on the guitar. It was fabulous. Yes. Well, they can see the chat, so yeah. But I got a point. I was so confused. Yes, the live one. They can watch the live chat if they want to. I have that turned on. By the way, got present. Got present. Got awesomeness. This. I put it on my scars when I used to cut. It's comfrey oil. Traditionally used to promote cell growth, especially in connective tissue and joints. So, Lucius, don't make me come over and bitch slap you. I will fucking bitch slap you. Bah. And I'm not doing that on YouTube. I'm not showing my body on YouTube. I don't do that shit. That's for Jeffy's eyes only. Man. Oh my gosh. Oh shit. Lucius? Jeffy, I give you permission to hit him. I give you permission to slap him. I would do so myself, but I kinda can't. I give you permission. Rubik's Cube I never solved. Last word for my birthday and I don't know why I didn't. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh, a bit of a thing, boys, according to some people. Let's play this one. Cause it's fabulous. That's all I got. I'm too lazy to get through all my shit. Oh lordy. I didn't see what all that said. Ah! Camera. Camera fell. Made me sad. Oh, but I don't care. Oh, that's all. Okay. Whee. Caleb is gay, so yeah. He wouldn't care. I'm reading through the old shit, so. Bah. Stay. You could hear my singing voice. That is fabulous, according to some people. was close, when it comes to an end, you're by my side, I will fight and defend. I'll fight and defend. Yeah, yeah. Keep holding on. So we'll make it through, we'll make it through. Just stay strong. 'Cause no, I'm here for you, I'm here for you. There's nothing you can say, nothing you can do. There's no other way when it comes to truth. So keep holding on. 'Cause we'll make it through, I'll make it through. Shut up, Greg. When I say I believe nothing's gonna change destiny. Thank you. Whatever is meant to be will work out perfectly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nothing you can say, nothing you can do. You're the way when it comes to the truth. So keep holding on. So we'll make it through, we'll make it Ta-da! What other fabulousness do I have in here? Oh my god. Thank you. I might find another one. Give me one moment. What do you think, Shin? It is up for you. Everyone. But my phone. I'm using my phone to record. That is what I'm using. My phone. Propped up on stuff. Yeah. It's still... I play guitar for you. Here you go. Be happy. One good songs. I don't actually know how to play. Oh god, card collection. Ah! Don't wanna play that shit. Nope. 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 I think. So I have Radioactive in there somewhere. And I know how to play it. Oh no! Don't blow this shit out. And $4 on. Oh, there's a glass fire. That's Caleb's. Never mind. Look at all this shit. Okay. Make fun of me all you want, Cree. I know I'm unorganized. I'm wearing a bra. Sorry, but I'm wearing a bra. Sorry, Jeffy. You wish. I know you wish. Oh yes. Oh yes. Jeffy, hush. Oh, there's another good song. Oh, there's another good song. I find all my good songs. Yay! Oh no. Hush. Hey, Lucius, you listening? I got something for you. Ah! Phone fell again. Jeffrey, put Lucius on. Yes, I am. You saw it in chat. Got multiple personalities. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Please. I got a song for you. Move out of here, Paddington. You're too, Steve. I got a song for you. Don't call me numbnuts. It's rude. You're throwing shit everywhere. Ah! Oh my god. It fell again. Hello. Hello. Ah. Sit. Actually, I'm not. This phone has been through a car accident and left with no scratches. Except for on the case. Other than that, no cracks, no nothing. That was a 40-mile-per-hour car accident. I totaled my car. Shut up, Brick. No one cares about you. Okay, so some people do. That was mean. I am sorry. Anyway. Awesome song. Shut up, I know. Got caught up in a moment. Man. Let's see, can I actually play this song? Jeffrey? Go sit in the corner. I look like a Muppet. Now hush, so I can sing my song. I was scared to touch it. Cool. I have no idea what that is. Beep-a-doo, beep-a-doo. Oh, later. No, not gonna sing this song. Not gonna sing this one. Nope. Can't do it. Nope. This one I can though. It's fabulous. By the way, I taught myself guitar, so I feel kind of badass. Woke up in London yesterday, found myself in a city near Piccadilly. Don't really know how I got here. I got some pictures on my phone, new names and numbers that I don't know. Addressed to places like Abbey Road, take turns to night turns to whatever we want. Young enough to say, oh, this has gotta be a good night. This has gotta be a good night. This could really be a good night. Good night. Say, oh, this feeling that you can't find. This city is a fun life. This could really be a good night. Good night. Oh, ooh, to my friends in New York, I say hello. My friends in LA, they don't know where I've been for the past few years or so. Paris to China to Colorado. Sometimes there's airplanes you can't jump out. Sometimes you jump out. Sometimes it's bullshit that don't work now. But you all got your stories, but please tell me what there's to complain about. When you're happy like a fool, let it take you over. When everything is out, you gotta take it in. Oh, gotta be a good night. This has gotta be a good night. This could really be a good night. Good night. Yeah. Good night. Say, oh, something you can't find. This city is no fun life. This could really be a good night. A good night. Oh, oh, It's my nose. It's my nose. Oh my gosh. This fabulous one. Yay! Yay! Thank you. Thank you. They're so nice. Where'd my cable go? Where'd my cable go? Look. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Don't say my name, please. A live chat. That's Tongue Twister. That's everyone knows me that way. Ow! Why do I keep doing this? I'm pinching my thumb. I remember when before I got my capo. Every song sucked. Cause so, need a cape. I didn't have cape. Jeffrey, slap Lucius. Please. Hide my boobs. I'm hiding them behind the guitar. Sebastian. Welcome to the party. Can I play now? Do I have your permission to play now? I'm waiting for a response. Do I have your permission to play my guitar now? Do I? Or do I not? Aww. But I wanted to play my guitar. And show off my awesome skills. No. No. I'm not dancing. I look like an idiot when I dance. I love you too. This is the closest word I'm gonna guess we ever get. I love you too, Jeffy. I love you too, Daddy. Oh, damn it. Now I'm all blushy again. Ah. Can I play guitar now? Please? Please, Daddy? Please? Can I play guitar now? Please? Don't make me puppy vote. Maybe. If I get to play my guitar. I know how to get on your good side. Plus I look cute. So painful, I could have some cuts, both from caving in. Do you ever feel already painted? 16 on the screens, but no one seems to hear a thing. Do you know that there's still a chance for you? There's a spot for you. You just gotta ignite the light, let it shine. Just on the night before. Last one. What I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to end the stream because we're on for like 119 minutes and people have to respond to later. See if you can. Thank you. Thank you. See if you can figure out what this song is called. But I'm only human, and I don't know fall down. I'm only human, and I crash and I break down. The bones in my head, nerves in my heart. You put me up and then I fall apart. 'Cause I'm only human. Aw, I'm making you sad. Sorry. I stopped. I stopped. No happy? Are you happy now? I stopped. Oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I did not know. Oh my god. Shit. Shit, I feel like a bad person now. I'm sorry. Meet me in my private chat, okay? I'm gonna stop this live stream and we can talk. I'm sorry. I did not know. I know. Meet me in the private chat. Well, I'm gonna end this stream. Now we're I'm gonna like, comment, subscribe. My timeline, read the time links today. And if you want me to do more of this, just ask, tell me in the comments, tell me whatever you want me to do. I can do my reading, I can play guitar, I can do gaming videos, whatever you want. I'll do my best to do them. And yeah, have a good night.